All right, so today we're going to learn about an important math vocabulary word. So I'm going to pass out your word map to get started. The word we're going to learn today is sum. Point to the word sum at the top of your map. What is the word?
Sum.
Sum. Good job. Let's take a look at the definition. So point to the box that says definition. I'm going to read it the first time, but I want you to follow along with me. The definition of sum is the result when you add two or more numbers. Let's read it together. Put your finger on the. Good job. The sum is the result when you add two or more numbers. Great job. What are some important words in that definition? What are some important words? Lincoln?
Add.
Okay, when we add. Good. What else? Andrea?
Numbers.
Numbers. Yeah, because we're adding the numbers. What else? Brianna?
Result.
Results, yeah. The result and add in numbers. You know what? I need to get you guys pencils. All right, we're going to go ahead and underline those three words. So let's start with result. Go ahead and underline the word result on your map. I'm going to do it on mine. All right. And then we're going to underline add and numbers. Good job. Okay, so now I'm going to show you an example of the word sum. So I'm going to start by counting out 5 counters, and I'm going to give these 5 counters to you, Alexa. So I'm going to have you put those in front of you. Will you double check and make sure I counted 5? I have 5. Great job. All right, Andrea, I'm going to give you 4 counters, and I'm going to make yours red. Will you count those out to make sure I have 4?
You do have.
I do have 4. All right, so if I want to know the sum or the total of 5 and 4, what would I do? Okay, what could I do to those two groups? Alexa?
Put them together.
I could put them together. I'm going to combine the 5 and the 4. So girls, can you combine the 5 and the 4 for me? Put them together. Great job. All right. So when I combine 5 and 4, or when I add 5 and 4, the result is 9. So the sum is 9. What is 9?
The sum.
The sum. Good job. All right, let's take a look at that visual. How does this visual help us remember the term sum? What do we think? Brianna?
Because it says in the definition, add 2 or more numbers, and it's adding 2 or more numbers, and then it's pointing to the sum.
Oh, it's pointing to the sum. What else do you notice? What else do we notice? Lincoln?
Does it show like when you add, you get a sum?
When you get the sum. And what do you notice? What color is the sum?
Red.
Red. It's really showing us that that is the sum, right? All right, so in this example, 3, 8, and 1 are added together to give us the sum or the total of 12. Which numbers are being added together? Riley?
3, 8, and 1.
And which number is the sum? Andrea?
12 is the sum.
12 is the sum, because 12 is the result when we add 2 or more numbers together, right? I want to know, how are these related terms, how are they related to the word sum? Let's look at the first one, combine. How is combine related to the word sum? You guys are so eager to learn. I love it. Riley, what do you think?
Combine is related to sum because you're combining 3 numbers to get the sum.
Great job. How about the word total? How is total related to the term sum? Lincoln?
Because total is a synonym to sum.
Okay, ooh, I like that. It's a synonym. Okay, what else, Andrea?
Parts is related to sum because like 3, 8, and 1 is not the sum, but those are parts that are going to equal the sum.
Yeah, those are our parts that we're going to put together to give us the result of 12, our sum. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and scoot on down to where you see application at the very bottom of our map. Point to that word application. Good job. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to circle the sum in each number sentence, and then we're going to explain our thinking. We can use the sentence stem at the bottom to help us with that, okay? So I'm going to do the first one for you as an example, and then you're going to help me with the rest. So let's take a look. I have 3 plus 4 equals 7. I'm going to circle the 7 because that is the sum of 3 and 4 added together. I know 7 is the sum because when I add 3 and 4, the result is 7. Good. So let's take a look at the next one. We're going to move horizontally over. Good job. So I'm going to do 2 plus 1 equals 3. Circle the sum. Great job. Now let's use this at the bottom to help us explain why 3 is the sum. What do you think? Alexa?
I know 3 is the sum because 2 plus 1 equals 3.
Good job. All right, let's go ahead and try the next one. This one says 10 equals 6 plus 4. Circle the sum. All right. Look at this one closely. This one's a little bit different because our sum is located in a different spot. So look at it again. It says 10 equals 6 plus 4. Oh, good job. Some of you caught it. All right. Where is the sum, Lincoln?
At the beginning.
Oh, this time it's at the beginning, right? What is the sum?
10.
10. 10 is the sum. Let's use the bottom to help us explain that. Riley?
I know 10 is the sum because 6 plus 4 equals 10.
Great job.
I know 8 is the sum because 5 plus 3 equals 8.
All right, and 8 is the result when we add 5 and 3 together, right? Good job. All right, today we learned about the word sum. What word did we learn?
Sum.
Sum. Let's say the definition one more time. The sum is the result when you add 2 or more numbers. Great job.